What's up guys, this is Sean Dunn and today I am in Sunway Emerald Boulevard in Sunway Iskandar. Medini is located within Iskandar Putri, which is the capital of Iskandar Putri region. So in this Medini itself, there are also outlined into different zones, like zone A, B, C, D, E and zone F, right? So Sunway is part of the biggest land, they are the biggest landowner for Medini itself. So this is an 88 unit shop office which is stratified and I designed part of it. Sunway Iskandar started with Sunway Citrine, right? Sunway Citrine is that high rise here, right? So they started off with the mixed development, which is like a retail plus office plus residential, right? So that's being the loss leader for a while, but quickly then Sunway built the landed homes. But landed homes, they will require certain things they call convenience, right? Then we will need to build convenience. Then if I build only shop lots, the residents will suffer. So the team at that time had the idea of why not build both. That's why it's called in the same title Sunway Emerald Residence and Sunway Emerald Boulevard. So it's within the same series and it's in order to complement each other. And it is timed perfectly in terms of construction and in terms of facing. Like when the homes are ready, the shops will be ready for occupation as well. Okay, let's go check out the unit now. So very surprisingly, today is the first day that they actually handed over, and I still remember 3 years, is it 3 years? 2 years. 2 years ago, we actually sold this product to the market. And during design, we identified a few pain points that a lot of operators of shop offices, right, they don't understand. First of all would be this height of the shop, okay? But a lot of people can only tell you they want high ceiling, but they don't know how high. So our team at that time, we realized that 4.3 to 4.5 is a very good height. If not, if you go beyond 4.5 or you go double height, right, the main concern would be the aircon load. Okay, so let's run through the specs for this product first. This particular one is 25 x 70, but the innovative part is besides the ceiling, we also have this. So another innovative part would be the staircase, and many will think like, what's so great about the staircase, right? So the staircase that we always see in individual titled shop offices, right, or shop lots, right, it's very narrow, it's very dark. So what happens is nobody wants to be upstairs operating their business, and nobody likes to go upstairs. I still remember those days I need to go up tuition centers at the 4th floor. It's so scary, and then it's so eerie because of the narrowness of the staircase. It's like 1.5 per side. So because this is a strata title shop office, right, what we do is we combine both sides of the staircase into one, which is makes it into a super 2 meters wide staircase. Check it out. So in this 2 meters staircase, it's bright enough, one thing, and we also allocated windows to actually allow daylight into the space. And you will have your neighbor on the other side, right? So this is actually a common area. So in the unit itself, shop offices, right, usually it's a very plain, raw kind of setting where it's really purely plaster and paint, right? Cement flooring, windows, doors, and toilet. So it's pretty standard lah. But what is different for the corner lots of this Emerald Boulevard, right? It's the side mirrors. Show you guys. If you can see, the width of the window is actually getting shallower because of the sun orientation. So it's very rare that shop offices in Johor have balconies, right? And this balcony allows interaction between upper floor and lower floor. So there's three main corridors in this development. So this is the center one, which is the main one. So the developer actually invested this canopy walk so that this area would be the main activation area for your night market, for your bazaar, things like that, right? So currently all these units are taken out since when? August. Since last year August. Mo4. So what's special about this design as well is also every unit comes with their own roller blinds, right? So these are the roof that can actually be pulled in and out, right? And it all comes with the unit itself. Because it's a stratified development, there's their pros and cons. So one of the cons is that the facade design is actually limited. You cannot do a lot of things to the facade. So for the highest floor, third floor, for corner lots, I only have third floor, you will get another office space like this. Of course, it's a bit smaller, but what you can actually see is that those corner windows, right? If you just imagine putting a red cushion, it will be like those very cool chill out spots where you can actually just sit up and enjoy your coffee. And one of the very innovative thing would be this humongous center swing door. So center swing door, you will be actually way more easily access to this empty space. I would call it a very private space. So for the corner units itself, right, the price is between 2.6 to 3 million. When the intermediate, which is like two stories is around 1.6 to 2 point something ish, right, depending on where the location of the shop office is. So at this center area, right, where it's all being held up by the developer itself, this actually shows the affection and dedication by the developer to actually make sure this development work, right? So the most premium units are all located here. The center space, not that the others are not premium, but so we have the international school on one side, we have the Sunway Big Box on the other side. So Emerald Residence is just next to this development, and there's a humongous park right there at the end. You can see at the end there's actually another huge landscape area, so you won't feel like it's all very concrete, it's all nature at the end with all this. So anyway, do you guys still remember the Raj Curry house where people actually wash the plates using the longgang water? Right? The whole problem with commercial units, right, is always the dark side happens behind the shop offices. And in this development, what the developer is trying to do is actually to eliminate all this by having a very beautified backlight. Check it out. So how to make a negative space more positive is by introducing lots of landscape obviously, and then to actually put in a lot of services. So all the services for the water, electricity, it's all accessible via here. And if you also notice, right, those days hipster cafe designs were the thing. That's why they have all these black grills. If you notice also at the end, it's also a shop lot that is actually facing in. This will greatly increase visibility and it will actually prevent crime. So let's say if crime happened here, somebody just got robbed, in front would be somebody, behind would be somebody. And we also have this big guy right here. Okay, so for your information as well, Sunway have their own arm of security, which they are very proud of, and I think they should. because this ensures that all developments here are all secured with the residents as well as the workers here lah. So okay, so I think that's all for the visit today. It's now time for Sean take 3 on 3. The first thing I really like, of course I like because we designed as the team, would be the innovative ideas in the shop office itself. Number one would actually be the joint staircase. Number two would actually be the window type and choreography. Third one would be the back lane design that is actually open to prevent security, to make the negative space less negative lah. Point number two is actually Sunway Iskandar as a developer itself. They have these capabilities, so they are like a massive superpower in terms of developer lah. They can do whatever they want. So when they got this land, first to build a mixed development, then build landed, then they build a shop office, then they build school to ensure. Now they build mall, then they build extreme park. No highway, they build highway. So they are this mega superpower, right? Number three, quite similar to number two. Number three is actually they have this planning ability, and they are very thoughtful in terms of not just having this land to be another high-rise service apartment to maximize profit, right? They actually think of the community itself. Why do you have to start working now? Three things I wish that can happen, which is to be freehold lah, but this is actually on lease. The entire Medini is on lease. It's not a leasehold, but it's on lease. But it's something very similar, but the technicality, I'll explain it in another episode. Number two would be this kind of development would definitely take time, right? Because of the population in a very new location, it takes seriously a lot of time. And in this current economic climate, JB real estate is not having its good share of publicity lah. Last of all would be the number of units. I don't know, I'm not sure whether 88 units will be sufficient in order to bring crowd to a certain commercial center. If you look at SS2, if you look at Sunway Damansara, Kota Damansara, right? Or if you look at Sri Petaling, all this has this humongous amount of shop lots. But I understand they are restricted by the size of land, but just that I wish that it could be way more. In conclusion, I think that it's a very good investment if you are going for a long term. Definitely if you're going for long term, this will actually grow because the developer is actually investing with you. Like the center 2 rows, it means like I think it's 20 units. 20 units out of 88 units is actually held by the developer itself, and we all know the power of getting great tenants by Sunway, right? It's inevitable one. So we also have Starbucks here already, we have Jaya here already. What else you want? Being next to the school, next to the residents, all plannings are sorted out. So I think that's all for this episode. If you really like this video, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. This is Sean Tan. Ciao! Also, shout out to Mr. Kevin for showing me around, with driving me the buggy despite his very heavy timetable, right? So shout out to him and shout out to the team. It's good to be back.